two. And one, gosh, Google is on the ball today, or at least my computer's on the ball with Google. It's the Martin Fowler Scrum. It's a Monday. We have Michael and Faith and Sam. And I've been doing a variety of things this morning, most of them on website one. We've got this big data protection change thing coming up in the UK called GDPR, which is a General Data Protection Regulation thing. And my inbox is full of different companies adjusting themselves to fit that. And we've been working on getting various of our projects ready for that. I've just taken over a pull request that Praveen had started to try and get a explicit consent thing into the website one sign up process, and I think I've just about got that working with cucumber tests and so on. I just need to get that finally tidied up. I think there's also quite a few other things we'll have to do besides this this change, but writing a blog about all of that. Is there anything else of critical import? I think that's the tricky thing that's maybe a block is it's a bit unclear what the media wiki status is with GDPR, and that's obviously important for the NHS wiki project. So lots to do there. Things coming up today. We've got the Elixir Phoenix mob. I guess we will continue discussing the potential block that we have with the Jitsi Docker file there, or just maybe switch to something completely different. Apparently, I think Paranauts was in the Mozilla not hackathon or some kind of like thing on Thursday and Friday, and Ryder was doing all like user sign up stuff for that. So looking forward to hearing about that. Anything else today? We've got the Autograders meeting. We missed the Agile Dev mob on Friday due to miscommunication. We might do the same materials in the Autograders meeting today. So that's, how many hours is that? That's like 3 hours from now. So Faith, if you were interested in sort of checking out what we do in the Agile Dev mob, there's a chance to do that in about 3 hours from now. And then there'll be the new members meeting later on. I haven't really flagged it properly after that, but that's about the size of it. Faith, anything to report? Anything blocking you?
Oh, okay. Nothing's blocking me. I have a pending task on the RFM project. Currently working on, as the moment you're storing the age group of people as strings. So my task is to convert that to integer. It's not yet done, but I'm hoping things will go on well. But we discussed with, forgotten his name, but we were to pair.
With Matt or Robert?
Yeah, Matt, yeah.
Matt.
And then I'm preparing for tomorrow's mob, the Rails 5 TDD.
Oh, yeah.
I still have some work to do to catch up. Through the book, the Rails 5 test prescription. Up to two chapters to cover. Yeah, that's it from me.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Faith. Excellent. Michael, how are things going with you?
Good. So I got the API for Google AdWords working on Friday or Thursday evening.
Yes, I saw that. Well done. Well done. Go on.
I think my friend did a little bit of work over the weekend with it.
Great.
Scoping out some things. Go on.
Oh, I was going to ask, so with that access that you got, but that was then to the test system?
Yeah.
And so you could kind of get the form of the data, and there was like, we made a test campaign and so on, but I guess it didn't have any data in it.
No, it's like fake data. It's really kind of like zeros and nulls and stuff.
Oh, but it does actually have like some. I mean, I was thinking it would be like completely like if you asked for click-throughs on, or like whatever it was.
I think it has some like fake. It might be zero. I haven't really checked, but
yeah. No, we did create that.
The fields are there and stuff.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, if the fields are there, I mean, that was created through that, be a test account. So, that's great. So at least, Chris can sort of see the form of the data. Wonderful. And anything blocking you? Any other thoughts? Any other issues?
No, I had an issue with the assignment 2 for deep learning, but I think that's resolved.
Okay, well done. Good show. All right. Well, that's our Scrum. We are in the after Scrum.
I had a question.
Yeah, go on, Peg.
This Scrum, like it's stated on the board states that you can discuss any project and ask any question. So I'm curious to know if we are specific on projects related to Agile Ventures, or you could ask question on your projects that's not related to us.
Well, yes. Well, the sort of the idea with any projects is that it's the priority is Agile Ventures projects. If there were no Agile Ventures projects questions or issues coming up, then certainly one could ask questions about personal projects. For example, Matt has been asking, sort of started telling us stuff about his personal project, although it is an open source project. I think the place where we might stop people is if they've got a closed source, but if it's a private project that they're doing, for a paid client, and we'd say, all right, if you want to get advice about that, maybe that's something that should be taken somewhere else. At the same time, we want to help out. We want to provide a forum. If people are stuck on a sticky problem, then in the same way that as part of your premium package, any question that you post to Stack Overflow, will try and support you on. It could be, if you're just stuck on something. Did you have a question about a particular project?
Not at the moment, but I've always had like blockers in my other projects.
Yeah. So absolutely, that's totally reasonable question to ask. Although, as I say, we'll be prioritizing, kind of in this order: non-profit projects, open source projects, and then, if there's time, we get to other things.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Yes. And so I was just thinking to mention to Michael, the GDPR stuff kind of is relevant to what we're doing in the data mining thing. I don't know if you've been looking at the GDPR stuff at all.
Yeah, I know it's relevant.
But it's interesting because we're doing all of our stuff with analyzing the Slack data, and Slack, I was just checking that they've got quite a comprehensive document about how Slack itself is going to be GDPR compliant. So there's an extent to which we can kind of offload, like if people have signed up to the Slack, then they've obviously, done the consents for Slack.
Right.
But it's a interesting area. At the moment, we're sort of connecting the Slack data with some data from the API, but the API is only on premium members, right?
Yes. It's just their status, whether they're a premium or not. Did you hear that beep, by the way?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there? I was thinking, is there an additional? We've got. Yeah, it's the Slack and the basically getting the premium member, like who are the premium members. Is there any other data sources that we're pulling from at the moment, or it's just those two?
There's a CSV that we have that's basically like for Lara, but she's not covered by the GDPR anyway. But potentially anyone could be that's in Europe.
Right.
It's basically like she's using a different email and Slack.
Yeah, so we've got that. But that's, it's email that we've got from her. But I guess we're also, do we not have a file that's specific to Stripe and PayPal? But now that we've switched to the API, we don't use that anymore.
We don't necessarily use that.
No, okay. Right. That makes sense. Okay, cool.
But it is still, we still do have it in the project.
In the repo from before. Yeah.
It's not in the repo, but it's just it's one of the dependencies.
Yeah. One of the things with the GDPR is we're supposed to document all of the ways that we're using data in case of a data audit that might happen in the future. So lots to think about. Anyway, there we go. Well, unless anybody's interested in seeing what I was just doing with this website one, driving stuff from Cucumber stuff for GDPR, I guess that's our Scrum.
Right. Does the GDPR like apply to us, or does it
apply to when you say us in which thing?
Agile Ventures?
Yeah, I mean, Agile Ventures has got a UK. Part of Agile Ventures is the UK charity. So
right,
the UK charity is bound by UK and EU law.
but
go on.
Is there no like provision in it that's like it has to be of a certain size or something?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Wow.
I think it's about it's independent of size. It's about your official status. I think it doesn't apply to like there are what's the word? There are things like community organizations that can have a bank account but don't have an official charity or corporate number. And it's an interesting question actually about whether it will apply to them. It certainly applies to all official charities, as I understand it.
Okay, that's interesting that they didn't put a size requirement in.
No, and then they've got this whole like list of things to do, and it seems to be like they're saying, oh yeah, that this should be appropriate for small to medium organizations, although they don't specify what is what is small. But it's kind of, I mean, they've said that what seems to be the case now is that all European countries have now got kind of like a information commissioner's office, and then basically they've got like an open sort of whistleblowing thing, so that people can report any concerns about any I mean, I think in principle, if someone decided to report like a small community organization to the commissioner's office, then they could be investigated and fined.
Oh, interesting. As far as I know, it only applies to the data of EU citizens.
I think that's true. I think that's true. I think yeah. So, like, for example, we've got many non-EU citizens who store data with Agile Ventures, and so from that's. But it's kind of given the fact that EU citizens could use the service.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. It applies to. It doesn't matter where in the world you're based. So Facebook and Google have all got to comply to it.
I understand that.
Oh, right. On the off chance that,
but I think it's only. I think it's actually not EU citizens. It's people that are living in the EU at the time.
Maybe so.
Something weird like that.
Yeah, maybe even broader. Yeah. So. Yeah, very, very, very broad, and lots of companies taking action, and yeah, lots of documents to read. Mike's here as well. Hey, Mike, good to see you. We're just wrapping up. Did you want to tell us how things are going, or you're just hanging out?
Hi. I'm sorry, guys. I'm late. There's not so much from my side. Just doing my readings, and yeah. So, yeah.
No problem at all. Well, feel free to, we've just finished, but you can catch everything we said in all its great detail on the video. It's gone into the slide.
That's fine.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, good to see you all. See you all again real soon. Bye for now.
Okay.
Bye.